Let me clear the biggest confusion people have right now. If you think you didn't work enough, gap year or not having a work experience is major thing. If I'll get a call from PGP LSM, Finance and PGP Core, is the probability of getting selected in PGP Core will minimize because I have opted LSM and Finance? Hi everyone, my name is Shubhangi Aryan. I'm a student of IIM Kozhikode, a recent pass out, and 2 years behind the line, I was at the same place where you are today because IIM Kozhikode forms are out for stage 1, and eventually when you'll upload your resume, do the HR questioning, then you will get the call of stage 2, which is ideally independent of stage 1 because at stage 2 the bifurcation mostly lies between CAT score, your 10th, 12th, and grad marks, academic diversity, gender, role, and work experience. But in final call, your resume, whatsoever you have put in this stage 1, will get counted. First of all, a very happy new year. And before jumping to the questions, let me bifurcate the stage 2 call processes, which is known as AIS components for PGP core, LSM and finance, so that you have a clear crisp idea how stage 2 and final shortlisting is going to work for you. After stage 1, you are going to get interview calls on the basis of the components, say CAT score, class 12th, 10th, work experience, gender diversity, and academic diversity role. For PGP, it's 50% of the CAT score. For 12th, the weightage is 20%. For 10th, it's 15%. For gender and academic diversity, it's 10%. And for work experience, it's 5%. For PGP Finance, your cons and DIL are equally weights for 20% each. If you have a finance certification, say CFA, FRM, PRM, it is equivalent to 20% of your total weightage. Class 12th gives you weight of 15%, class 10th 10%, and work experience 10%. Additional 5% for gender diversity. If I talk about PGP LSM program, which is Liberal Studies and Management, PGP program, which is a specialized program, VRC contains 40% of the weightage, class 10th ka percentage is 20%, 12th 20%, gender diversity 5% again, and academic diversity is 10%. Work experience gets add on 5%. So this time when you are filling the form, you are writing the SOP, you might have got call for PGP LSM, Finance, PGP Code. It all depends on what all programs are selected while filling the form. If you have selected PGP Code, PGP Finance, PGP LSM all together, and you have crossed the cutoff for all the 3 criterias, you will get call from all 3. Let me clear the biggest confusion people have right now. If I'll get a call from PGP LSM, Finance and PGP Core, is the probability of getting selected in PGP Core will minimize because I have opted LSM and Finance? The correct on-point answer is no. All 3 programs are independent. They have different score, criteria, cutoffs and different processes. You are equally eligible for all the 3 programs in future. It all depends on your priority. If you'll ask me, I will highly recommend PGP Core in any of the colleges over any specialized program because they are conventional in nature and they are running from long years, and always ROI is better in the general program than a specific program. However, for the opportunity of education, research, experience, all 3 programs are equally good and they will add weightage to your CV in future. Second thing is, what is difference between LSM, Finance and PGP Core? See, let me tell you, all the courses in first year are almost same for 3 fields. It's just the specialization which get added to Finance and LSM on the basis of subjects you choose. Suppose for Finance, the core concepts are more inclined toward finance, accounting, taxation and other stuffs. When I say about LSM, it's mostly about psychology, human behavior and human resources, marketing and strategy. So yes, the programs are more or less same. However, several courses are different, which makes the specialization more accurate. With this form filling, you will get the opportunity to fill the work experience because the month as of now has been changed. So you can update your work experience ka month. And if you are already graduated or in the last term and you want to change your grad ka marks, you can do that right now. With doing that, you can email admissions@iimkozhikode.in to consider the changes so that they have a written proof with the improvements done. They won't reject your profile, they'll just know the right, accurate, and with time percentages and weight your work experience have. Second thing is how final weightage of PGP program, PGP LSM and PGP finance is going to calculate. For PGP, CAT will contain 35% of the weightage. Writing ability test, which is going to happen in stage 2 along with the PI, the writing ability test will contain 20% of the weightage. PI will be 35% and SOP and resume will have 10% of weightage. For PGP finance, the PI will have 35%, cons and DILR will have 15% each. All the finance related certifications, CFA, FRM, PRM, if you are a CA or something, will contain 15%, and then work experience 10%, writing ability test 10%. For PGP LSM, it's going to be the AIS score would contain 40% of the weightage, PI will contain 40% of the weightage, and writing ability test will contain 20% of the weightage. Here comes the twist. If you think you didn't worked enough, let me tell you, eventually work experience actually gives 5% of the weightage of in total, which even reduce while your final selection. So gap year or not having a work experience is not a very major thing which people usually are feared of. Whenever you are practicing, whenever you are going to give an interview, even if you have a gap year, defend it very well. Show how MBA is going to be the bridge of your career and you are going to get a milestone after doing this degree, and try to impress the interviewer. That is it. I hope you get a chance to get interviewed there and eventually convert to your dream college. For any help and assistance, you can drop an email. You can message me on Instagram as well and give me a chance to help you. That is it. I'm rooting for you all the very best. Good night. Take care.